Hi everyone, welcome back to The Right Slant. Today we're diving into a critical topic for firearm owners in Hawaii: how to get your gun or ammunition returned after it's been confiscated by law enforcement. Let's begin by listing some of the possible scenarios in which your firearm might be confiscated in Hawaii. Here are some of the common ways firearms are taken. You become disqualified under state law and the police seize your firearms. A restraining order or domestic abuse situation triggers seizure of firearms in your possession. A court issues a gun violence protective order under Hawaii law. Your firearms and ammunition must be surrendered. The firearm is seized because it was unlawfully possessed and is held as evidence or subject to forfeiture. So if your firearm has been taken by law enforcement in Hawaii, the key question becomes, when and how can you get it back? Let's break that down. In Hawaii law, you'll find the relevant statute, Hawaii Revised Statutes Section 134-68, titled Return and Disposal of Firearms or Ammunition. Here are some of the key provisions. Subsection: a county police department shall return any surrendered or removed firearm or ammunition requested by a respondent only after confirming, through a criminal history background check, that the respondent is currently eligible to own or possess firearms and ammunition. Subsection: if the person does not wish to have the firearm or ammunition returned, or is no longer eligible to own or possess them, they may sell or transfer the firearm/ammunition to a licensed firearms dealer. Subsection: if someone other than the respondent claims lawful ownership, the firearm/ammo must be returned to the lawful owner. Subsection: if the firearm/ammunition remains unclaimed for 6 months after proper notice, the police department may dispose of it, and then no one has rights to it. Additionally, in domestic abuse seizure situations, the law states that the firearm may be returned if no charges are filed and no restraining order is in place after 7 days. Here's a step-by-step guide to what you'll need to do in Hawaii to try to get a confiscated firearm or ammunition returned. Remember, this is a guideline, and you should always consult an attorney for your specific case. Was the firearm seized because you were disqualified under statute? Was it seized under a domestic abuse protective order or gun violence order? Was the firearm held as evidence in a criminal case or subject to forfeiture? The reason matters because eligibility to get it back hinges on whether you're now lawfully eligible. Under Section 134-68, before return, your county police department must verify you're currently eligible to own or possess firearms/ammunition through a criminal history background check. So you should ask, are there any pending charges against you? Have you been convicted of a felony or declared prohibited under state or federal law? Are there any active protective orders or domestic abuse orders against you? Are you current with all registrations/permit requirements? Contact the county police department that is holding the firearm or ammunition. Ask for what forms or procedures they require under Section 134-68 and provide any documentation verifying your eligibility. If you do not wish the firearm returned, you can instead request the department transfer the firearm to a licensed dealer per Section 134-68. If someone other than you is claiming lawful ownership of the firearm or ammunition, then under Section 134-68, the department must return it to the lawful owner after verification. So if you are the owner, be prepared to establish your title or registration. If the firearm was surrendered or removed under Section 134-67 and remains unclaimed, the department may dispose of it 6 months after proper notice under Section 134-68. So if you miss the window, you may lose your chance for return. Even if your firearm is returned, you must make sure you are fully compliant with Hawaii's registration and permit laws for firearms ownership and acquisition. For example, under Hawaii law, all firearms must be registered even if unusable. You may need a permit to acquire before taking possession. Failure to comply could lead to new issues. If you're finding this helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to The Right Slant, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss future videos about firearm rights and laws. And in the comments below, tell us your state. We're working through state by state how to handle gun confiscation and return. Next video, your state could be featured. Thanks for watching. Remember, in Hawaii, Returning a confiscated firearm isn't automatic. You must be eligible, request the return, and satisfy the law. If you're unsure of your status or situation, seek professional counsel. Until next time on The Right Slant, stay informed, stay safe, and informed about your rights. Mahalo.